Yo, what's up everyone, it's DecepySwag, and today we're going to take a look at the 5 ways to deal with Rev Blow, the newest mechanic in the Fatal Fury series introduced here in City of the Wolves. But before we get into that, as always, if you're enjoying the content, please drop a like, and while you're at it, be sure to subscribe and don't forget to tap the bell icon. So, like I said, we're going to take a look at Rev Blows and more specifically how to deal with them. I have been watching streams, videos, and even noticing tweets online about these mechanics and basically seeing folks complain saying that Rev Blow is too strong. And truthfully, I'll be honest, a lot of folks just don't know what to do against them and they're getting blown up for it. But luckily for you all that's watching, I got your back with these tips. Before we get into how to deal with Rev Blow, first let's get an understanding of how it works. Rev Blow is an armored attack that every character has access to once their SPG is active. When the SPG is no longer active, you lose access to this armored attack. Using this move repeatedly greatly increases your rev meter usage and runs the high risk of putting you in overheat, locking you out of the rev mechanics of the game. Basically, this is not a free move to just spam and get away scot-free as people would make it seem. It has high risk and rewards. Alright, so we got a basic understanding of what Rev Blow is and how it works, so let's get into what we can do to deal with it and look at our options. First option we have for dealing with Rev Blow is the most basic: block. You obviously avoid getting hit with the attack, but downside becomes you taking on chip damage and not being able to punish them due to the massive pushback. Now, direct relation to blocking, you have Rev Guard. By pressing your Rev button, you will have this orange Fanta colored shield appear that prevents your health being chipped away by attacks, including Rev Blow. However, the negative of this, you will accumulate at least around 10% or so of rev meter usage, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely something to be mindful of. And again, because of the pushback, you won't be able to punish them properly. Next option is to punish with a super, be it your ignition gear, aka your level 1, your red line super, aka the level 2 with the cinematic, or your hitting gear. Any of these options will work as they will catch your opponent. Of course, be aware of the spacing between you and your opponent, and also be aware that you will be using resources to do so. In the case of hitting gear, you have to make sure that both stocks are available and SPG is activated. If none of these are met, you cannot do your hitting gears. So again, a great way to punish your opponent, but be wary that you are using valuable resources to do so. Third option to deal with Rev Blows is of course Rev Blow them back. Unlike in Street Fighter 6, when you react to someone's drive impact with your own, you lose some health, and if your health is low enough, you could die. Luckily, this isn't the case in City of the Wolves. Able to react to someone using Rev Blow, or you just happen to catch onto their patterns, hit them with a Rev Blow of your own. This causes them to go into a crumple state, that little animation where they fall down to their knees. When this happens, you're given an opportunity to combo your opponent if you act quickly enough. Keep in mind though, everyone's Rev Blow is different, both in timing and animations. For example, Hogatamaru's grounded Rev Blow causing him to jet upwards towards the sky. So when you try to catch him, they kinda clash and he goes past you. So in this case, either you preemptively Rev Blow him, or you catch him with the air version of Rev Blow. This will cause him to bounce on the ground and give you a chance to attack. Option number 4, grabs. That's right, you are able to grab your opponent out of their Rev Blows in the beginning of the animation. Be mindful though that you only have up until a certain point to do this, meaning once the animation continues far enough, you run the risk of getting comboed, and that's something we'd like to avoid. Again, like other options, you have to always remember that everyone's Rev Blows are not the same, so trying to do a regular grab on them may not work for characters with Rev Blows that make them airborne. However, if you are playing a character with an air grab, good news for you, you can grab them out of the air. Same with your opponent uses the air variation of Rev Blows. Just jump up and once you see it coming, yoink them. And our 5th and final option for dealing with Rev Blow, and probably one of my faves, is the dodge attack mechanic. Refresher for anyone that may have forgotten or just don't know, in City of Wolves you have the dodge attack, specifically 2 versions, the high version for avoiding attacks that target the upper body, and the lower version for dodging attacks that focus on the lower part. With this you're able to dodge normals, but also Rev Blows included. And for most grounded Rev Blows, they will use high evade. And for most grounded Rev Blows, you will use the high evade version. You'll know how you landed it correctly because of the slowdown animation that happens, giving you the chance to punish them, either with a special, super, or a button. And if you practice enough, you can punish them with a hefty combo. Friendly reminder, this isn't a one size fits all and you will have to work around certain characters' Rev Blows. And that's it, that's the 5 options for dealing with Rev Blow. At first glance, it can definitely seem oppressive and frankly scrubby, as a lot of folks like to say, but once you sit down and jot out what your options are, you start to understand just how many ways you can not only defend yourself against this mechanic, but also punish your opponent for just throwing it out willy-nilly. Hopefully this guide was helpful. First time doing something like this on my channel, so if you enjoyed it and would like to see more, comment down below and tell me what you'd like to see me help you with. But as always, we reached that part of the video where I ask you all an important question, and that's, what are your thoughts? Did you find this guide helpful? Do you have a hard time dealing with Rev Blow? And finally, who have you been playing as in Sea of the Wolves? Comment down below and I'll try to get back to you. Till next time, on DecepySwag, later.